Good evening and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Kenwood High School class of 2021. I would first like to thank our partners at Austin Peay State University for allowing us to host tonight's ceremony in their facility, and their broadcasting team for live streaming so that those that are unable to be here are able to watch our graduates walk across the stage. Also, thank you to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, school resource officers for providing safety tonight. At this time, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. You may be seated. Please welcome to the podium Senior Class President Shamira Teasley.
Good evening. I would like to start off by welcoming our platform guests. CMCSS Chief of Staff, Dr. Angela Huff. Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Sean Imperatrice. Director of High Schools, Dr. Roz Evans. School Board members, Mr. Herbert Nelson, Mr. Jimmy Garland, Mrs. Margaret Pace. Assistant Principals, Mr. Gary Chadwell, Dr. Shauna McLaurin, and Dr. LaJoya Van Hook. Caller of names, Ms. Alicia Archuleta. We will now hear our school's alma mater, recorded by Shakia McLaurin, class of 2014.
All hail and honor to Kenwood High, and its hallowed halls where our loyalties lie. We are the knights, standing tall, strong and bold forever, true to the black and the gold.
Good afternoon, and thank you to the class of 2021 for allowing me to be your class president. It is an honor to speak before you today. We did it. We are in our final moments of our high school career. For our whole lives looked forward to growing up, and now it's finally here. I know it may be hard to overlook that we are missing half of our peers today, but don't let that take away from this very special moment. Over the past 4 years of Kenwood, we've all matured and grown both individually and together. Our diverse student body and our willingness for hard work, or I should say our willingness to use our resources, is the only thing that got us through this school year. Let's not forget those special teachers that allowed us to think outside of the box. Just to name a few, Ms. Jarrett gave us multiple chances to improve ourselves. Mr. Wolf showed us how to push through adversity, and Mr. Everett and Ms. McConaughey actually made learning calculus fun. But whether you were virtual or traditional, you are where you are today because of you. I want everyone to understand that although friends and family may have helped you through, you are ultimately the reason for your success. We knew freshman year that this wasn't anything like High School Musical, and we've all struggled at one point or another, including me. We've all fought through something, whether it's mental health, sports injuries, or coping with losing a loved one. But I believe struggles build stronger people. In other words, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Everything that this country has faced in the past year provides a clean slate of opportunity for our generation. If I could use one word to just describe this year, I would use history. And rightfully so. We have lived through a global pandemic, we've seen people die in the streets in the hands of people who are supposed to protect them, and we're finally able to say, Madam Vice President. But we need to continue to make history and bear the torch in the right direction. I know that we can continue to grow together because we as a generation have proven multiple times that we fight for what we believe, and we spread awareness and get into those positions of power in order to make change. I'd like to thank our fellow class officers and our senior sponsor, the girls and one guy that made these last moments of our senior year exciting. Victoria De La Cruz, Aaliyah Barnett, Shashane Jobson, Nikisha Dix, Ariana McHugh, Michael Hernandez, Zakira Smith, Aaliyah Taylor, and Miss Jill Smith. This is the part where I would say, it's been real, team, but I'm hoping to see y'all back here in 10 years for our reunion. Throughout these last 4 years at Kenwood, I've also had the opportunity to work with class advisors, Ms. Smith, Ms. Hollis, and Coach Courtney. And I would like to thank these ladies for their dedication to the school and for tolerating the senior representatives. This year, senior year was full of so many new discoveries, adventures, friends, and memories. And while caught up in the moment, we never truly understood that we were part of the last. Many of the last football games, last basketball games, last school dance, last laugh around the lunch table, and the last time we had walked the halls as a student at Kenwood. But you know what? Nothing lasts forever. And we are taught to reach for the stars and not to let anyone ruin our dreams. Well, now it's time to do just that. Be kind to others and be an inspiration. And in my closing, find purpose and meaning in one part of your life, and it will grow into every other aspect of your life. And whatever you end up doing in the future, make sure it's something you can be proud of. I want to leave you with a quote from one of my role models. Even when it's not pretty or perfect, even when it's more real than you want it to be, your story is what you have, it is what you will always have, it is something to own. Former First Lady Michelle Obama. Good luck and congratulations to the class of 2021. Next, I will welcome salutatorian Noah Taylor.
Good evening, friends, family, classmates, teachers, and administration. It is my honor to welcome you to a class of 2021 graduation ceremony. On behalf of my classmates, thank you all for celebrating this momentous occasion alongside us. If it wasn't for your selflessness and sacrifice, we wouldn't be where we are today. Growing up and attending elementary school, I was a peculiar child. I wasn't necessarily a troublemaker, but I found myself to be quite the handful to my parents in an alternative sense. I wasn't talkative in class, I wasn't rambunctious, I had no problem completing whatever assignments they gave to a kindergartner. That being said, I was born a perfectionist. Amidst my obsession with perfection as a child, I possessed no control over my emotions had something not gone my way. In the Taylor household, it was a weekly expectation for one of my parents to find me curled up in a corner crying over something as trivial as a long division problem. Like I said, quite a handful to deal with. In hindsight, I can only imagine how emotionally exhausting it must have been to constantly tend to an inconsolable child. They always did, however, and for that I'm truly grateful to their seemingly endless reserves of patience. I eventually grew out of this like we all did our childhood quirks, but that is not the point of my reflection today. I'm not here to brag about myself or how blessed I am to have such parents. I'm here to speak on sacrifice. Somewhere along our journey, we've all had someone sacrifice for our success. I'm certain that my father's first desire following getting off of work was not to go out to get supplies for that science project, but he did so without a single complaint. He was willing to sacrifice his time and effort to ensure my success in the long run. We've all shared a similar experience, whether it was your mom working overtime to afford the clothes you wore to school, or if it was your coach picking you up after a tough loss. No matter how big or small, the efforts others have contributed should not be forgotten. For all the students in the class of 2021, our teachers have willingly sacrificed their safety amidst this pandemic to continue to educate us. Whether we see it or not, every step we take forward is paid by the selflessness of another. Students, let's not forget what we've sacrificed for each other. We've all given each other a helping hand in a time of need, and for that, we should be proud and thankful for one another. It may have been your friend helping you through that rough year of geometry, or staying up past midnight counseling you after a bad breakup sophomore year. Whatever it was, our sacrifice for each other is what made our high school experience memorable, and it is what formed the bond of the Kenwood Knights. So while we're celebrating our achievements and relishing in our success today, let's all take time to reflect upon what others have done for us. Surely somewhere along the way, there was an individual who's willing to give up part of themselves to push you past your limits. Whoever that person you have in mind, let's do our best to make it worthwhile. Let's make them proud. Thank you. I'd like to welcome valedictorian Brianna Mays to the stage.
Out of all the assignments I've been giving out of my grade schooling years, this by far had to be the most stressful, yet the most important. But don't think for a second that just because it was important, I actually got it done on time. The speech was issued and basically due in January, and I got it done 5 days ago. Once a procrastinator, always a procrastinator. Good evening, everyone. I want to start by thanking everyone for coming out today. Between the graduates, family members, faculty and staff, and everyone helping with the ceremony, it helps to fill the void that we're missing the other half of our graduating class today. I want to start by thanking the important people in my life, like the graduates and the teachers, for giving me a home away from home and making me feel comfortable and growing in my own skin. I want to thank my family providing for me and helping me through all the challenges and setbacks that I went through in these last couple of years. I want to start by explaining that this wasn't the speech I originally wanted to give up here and give. My first speech, it was compelling, it was moving, it was inspiring, but it was sad. It was heart-wrenching. It probably would have made a lot of you cry, and as much as I would love to make you and your mothers cry, I don't think that this is the time for it. I don't want to spend the last moments that most of us will see each other again crying and discussing the opportunities that got stripped away, but instead the new ones that will open up when we leave here today. I don't want to talk about the teachers that we had lost over the years, but instead celebrate the ones that stayed with us. I don't want to sulk in the past for my entire speech and tell you everything that we went through, but instead give a nod to the future and explain that we can leave these seats, do better for ourselves, and never have to go through that again. It's hard to remember all the opportunities that will open for us when we leave here today. It really is. We've got adapted to so much that was canceled, changed, and altered in the last couple of years that it's difficult to remember that we start the new slates, our careers, and the rest of our lives when we leave these seats today. I'm proud of each and every single one of you, not just for graduating and sitting in these seats today, but for the resilient, absolutely beautiful characters that you've crafted over the last couple of years. You all are so incredibly talented, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. If you're top of your class, if you're an athlete, if you work on cars, if you do beauty stuff like nails, hair, and makeup, if you do anything that you're interested in, keep doing that. The point is, all of you are so talented in so many different ways. You don't have to be top of your class or into 20 prestigious schools or rich to walk out of here and follow your dreams. We've lost so much control of our lives in the last couple of years, and we made it this far, so just imagine how far we'll make it when we gain control of our lives again. With that being said, please walk out of here proud of yourselves. Please walk out of here and be the engineers, be the car mechanics, be the cosmetologists, the social workers, the teachers, the politicians, the doctors, the scientists, the farmers. Be anything that you want to be when you walk out of here today. I wish all of you the best of luck, and if you didn't listen to a single thing I just said, listen to this. You matter, you're enough, and you're put on this planet for a reason, so make it worthwhile. Virtual students, you can leave the Zoom meeting. Traditional students, psych, the bell don't dismiss you, I do. Thank you.
Class of 2021, we're approaching that time that you've all been waiting for, that moment where you will walk across the stage to signify the next level of your life. The receiving of the high school diploma is a once-in-a-lifetime event. You worked so hard to get to this point and have gone through a lot the past year and a half. From contact tracing to remote learning, it's been a tough year, yet you persevered and did not give up. Your determination has allowed many of you to receive prestigious accolades. You have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarship money. One of you is attending the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and another attending the Citadel. We have one senior participating in state track meet and not allowing him to be here tonight. 20 of you have earned industry certifications in HVAC, advanced manufacturing, safety, mechatronics, and one of you has earned an EKG technician certification, which is a first for Kenwood High School. As a total for your graduating class, you have earned 358 hours in college credit so far while in high school. This moment that we're about to share gives you the opportunity to choose many different paths as next steps in life. Before, we told you every step of the way what you needed to do. Now, this diploma gives you many opportunities and different avenues. British writer Graham Greene once said, "There is always one moment where the door opens and lets the future in." I believe this moment that we're about to share is just that. Some of you will go straight to work. Others will go to a technical school, college, or university to receive a certificate or degree, and others will go into the military. No matter what you do, take everything that you have learned and apply it to your life. I have no doubt that you will go do great things and make us proud. Please remember to always practice the Kenwood High way of being kind, honest, and safe in everything that you do. Dr. Huff, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the graduating class of 2021 for Kenwood High School. They have completed all of the graduation requirements to earn a diploma for the state of Tennessee.
Good evening. On behalf of Millard House, Director of Schools, I commend this class on your hard work, dedication, perseverance, and resiliency demonstrated by your accomplishment today through an unprecedented academic year. On behalf of the Board of Education and Mr. Millard House, Director of Schools, I hereby accept and confer that the 2021 graduating seniors of Kenwood High School have met the high school graduation requirements of the state of Tennessee and Clarksville-Montgomery County School System and are thus entitled to all rights and privileges for completing these requirements. Congratulations, graduates. Mr. Parker, you may begin the presentation of diplomas.
Diana Danae Marie Lattimore. Oliver Grace Lawrence. Xavier Dirk Lawrence. Caitlin Marie LeBlanc. Jamarcus Jawan Lee. Javari Deshawn Lewis. Zamaya Deshay Ligon. Gustavo Lopez. Martin Christopher Lopez. Tyler Daniel Thomas Lowell. Gerson Alexander Lugo. Leah Madison London. Tajane Kayla Marie Lyles. Ashley Rose McCarr. Alexis Nicole Mars. Kayla Ray Marshall. Janaisha Sienna Martin. Cipriana Alize Cavallani Matavao. Dixie Mae Matthews. Zaria Helena Matthews. Tia Rael McAdoo. Tiana Rachel McAdoo. Alyssa Marie McCrae. Ariana Natalia McHugh. Tequin Lidon McCullen. William Caleb McCulley. Xavier Jaheim McCutcheon. Isaiah Javier Cruz McKay. Caitlin Elizabeth Mentor. Kayla Rose Mercurio. Christian Scott Middleton. Adam Patrick Miholka. Alyssa Rico Milan. Tyshawn Devontae Lamont Miles is at the state tournament, but we will celebrate him being in the top 9 in the jump. Brianna Lee Mitchell. Isaac Paul Mitchell. Ulises Josue Monterrey Lopez. Jacoby Nathaniel Moore. Bianca José Moreno Barron. Isabella Rose Mormon. Anthony Vance Munoz. Bryant Moore. Brandon Malik Nava. Haley Nicole Neely. Justin Isaiah Nunez Fernandez. Elizabeth Ochoa. Autumn Angel Park. Kamari Taez Peppers. Elizabeth Robin Protenentis. Peyton Marcus Purcell. Amari Tayshawn Quarles. Asha Elijah Rollins. Isaiah Ramon Ritas. Vito Roberto Reeves. Ana Karen Reyes. Kayla Nicole Ray. Connor Wesley Richards. Josue Orlando Rivas Mejia. Isabela Juliana Rivera. Michael Dylan Robinson. Maria Isabel Rodriguez. Julemi Romano Perez. Madison Kalina Rude. Justin David Rutledge. Gabriel Eugene Salinar. Tori Lashanti Samuels. Joshua Emmanuel Sandifer. David Michael Sarnecki. Michael Paul Sarnecki. Elena Marie Schockling. Morgan Elizabeth Schuff. Tyler Jeremiah Schultz. Josiah Rashad Shannon. Ethan James Simmons. Anthony Dwayne Smith. Channer Ezekiel Smith. Dejanae Alani Smith. Shakayla Chardonnay Smith. Zakira Charlize Smith. Demetrius Karen Smotherman. Chloe Lee Snyder. Madison Ann Safrant. Latrell Laquan Soul. Nathan Allen Sproul. Alicia Cheryl Starnes. Tyler Case Stillwell. Amia Elise Stovall. Amari Nicole Stratton. Michaela Faith Street. Zana Olivia Karima Strickland. Alexis Palacios Taman. John Matthew Tanner. Aaliyah Nevaeh Taylor. Aiden Gregory Taylor. Gracie Josephine Taylor. Kaylee Ray Thill. Regal Jashawn Thomas. Andy Torres. Shalia Nicole Townsend. Michael Matthew Travis. Serenity Marie Tucker. Aaliyah Lachey Tyson. Justice Marie Vanover. Kimberly Velasquez Acosta. Adriana Liseth Ventura Mejia. Deja Diane Walker. Tyreek Bernard Walker. Christina Denacia Walter. Jalen Danielle Ward. Anaya Simone Waters. Brian Michael Melvin Watkins. DeArian James Whaley. Justice Trishelle Whitaker. DeArian James Whaley. Holly Mackenzie Whedon. I screwed that up, I'm sorry. Kaylana Amari Wiggins. Israel Nigel David Wilkes. James Michael Williams. Jessica K. Williams. Cameron Charles Williams. Cody James Willie. Jayla Marie Willis. Makai Elijah Wilson. Justin Thomas Wise. Cody Michael Wynn. Eliza Nicole Zellers.
Congratulations, you are now graduates.
Graduates, please stand. Class of 2021, now that we are officially graduates, we can turn our tassels. Please turn your tassel. Congratulations, Kenwood High, graduating class of 2021.